G'day again. So this time I wanted to chat real quickly about utensils and the like. So, you know, what do we actually use in a kitchen and what's sort of important, what's not. And also have a quick chat about things like cast iron. So it's typically something people are terrified of. So I've got here a beautiful big full cast iron pan. Now, if you listen to the purists on a lot of the Facebook pages and the like, if you look at chef sites, they talk about cast iron like it's some sacred utensil. Now, while it is absolutely amazing, I'm not going to lie, caring for it isn't as difficult as they'd like you to think. So, I've had this one 6 months now. I think I brought it in December, I should say nearly 8 months. Most of the time, I actually do give it a bit of a wash, if it's particularly bad. I'm not even afraid of a tiny bit of soap and water. Obviously don't overdo it. And then all I'm doing is each and every time, giving it a good spray with some oil or a bit of a wipe out with oil and then put it away. If you do start to get kind of where it cracks away and you're losing sort of what they call the seasoning, which is the nice black stuff on it, all you do, clean it, wipe it down with oil, stick it in your oven for about 15-20 minutes, get really, really stinking hot. You almost just want to burn the oil back onto it. But cast iron gives you something that most other sort of materials don't, in that it's the heat transfer. It holds the heat, so when you heat it up hot and put something in it, you don't tend to lose that heat. I do recommend at least one decent cast iron pan if you can get them. A lot of camping stores will actually have them like this, basically the raw cast iron, and you'll pick them up cheap as chips. If you go to like your big department stores, they'll have beautiful, beautiful cast iron pans, exactly the same as this, for about 10 times the price. So I think I paid $20 AU for this in the camping section, and I've seen this exact style for anywhere up to 150 in the actual sort of department stores. Whisks and the like. Silicone. I hate it. I'm not going to lie, I really don't like silicone because it begins to degrade and break. As you can, you probably can't see, but there's little bits here that are starting to wear away. But they do a good job. They do work, they do resist heat. I'm just an old school, I prefer metal, but it's what I've got here. Things like whisks and the like, you need one. You really do. It's very, very hard to do a lot of things without a whisk. As far as tongs go, stay away from the bloody plastic ones. Not because they melt or anything silly, but because they just don't have the same grab strength, in my opinion. A piece of metal will pick up most things and not bend. Those plastic ones, when they finally do give, and it's usually around here at the join, if you're holding something hot with them and they give way, you're going to hurt yourself. Try and go with metal where you can, and where it's easy and safe for you to use. Same as spoons. If you're using good quality, solid steel, you don't have to worry about your spoon scratch and stuff. Where I guess we've been caught up as a consumer society, if you will, is these non-stick pans. And my wife will love it if I have a rant about non-stick. But it's not designed to survive. It will flake, you scrape it the wrong way, and it's gone. Raw steel, like that, raw stainless steel, if you heat it up properly, if you cook properly with it, and you use a tiny bit of oil, stuff won't stick. Okay, stuff sticks when you use cold steel, cold food, let it heat, yeah, it's going to stick like ridiculous. So don't be afraid, that's not going to scrape it, okay? There's nothing you can do wrong to it. Don't be afraid of using raw steel. Every time you go and buy one of those non-stick pans, you know for a fact, you're going to need to buy another one at some point. You go and buy yourself a really good solid set of stainless steel, it'll last you a lifetime, let's be fair. Chopping boards. When it comes to chopping boards, one of the things I see a lot of people doing, and it absolutely drives me mental, is they get their board and they put it on the bench and they start cutting on it. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's that sliding around. Whether you know those little grip mats that you can get, the little rubber ones, they're fantastic for this, but if you don't have them, grab your tea towel. This is an old crappy one that I use for this sort of thing. Chopping board on top, I can't move that. Okay, a moving chopping board is a really good way of losing your fingers, particularly if you've got a nice sharp knife like I've been telling you all to do. So, as far as coloured chopping boards as well, fantastic if you're in a commercial environment. But even still, you know, there's a A couple of different schools of thought on it. You know, you should use brown for one, and this and that, and this and that. Wash them properly, sanitize them as you need. Occasionally, either throw them out or soak them in some bleach if they start to get really, really discoloured and kind of grimy. And you're fine, particularly from a home environment. When it comes to baking trays and the like, I'm a big fan of glass baking trays for some things, as you may have seen in some of my videos. But getting yourself one good solid one-piece steel with handles on either side baking tray, maybe with a little rack in it, is going to be your best friend. You're going to be able to do roasts, a whole lot in that. Where the glass one comes in handy is things like lasagnas and the like. So your slower baked stuff versus you want some good hot heat in there to get a really nice crisp. You definitely need a good solid steel baking tray. None of these flimsy ones where you tap the bottom of it and it twangs like it's made from aluminium. Knives, I've spoken about in another video, but I'll go over it again. Good, solid, proper sharp knives will make the world of difference for you. Okay? It is easy to chop anything with a sharp knife. And things like ladles and spoons, look, if you can get steel, awesome, but yeah, nice plastic ladle's fine. However, they melt. That's why I don't like plastic where I can avoid it. This just happens to be the only ladle left because a certain furry animal who shall remain nameless decided to chew most of them to bits. So tonight I'm going to do a beautiful roast chicken, which I will film and will go up in the next couple of days. And I think that just about sums it up. There is a video coming up very, very shortly on food safety as well. I want to go through with you guys sort of a few do's and don'ts. Stay tuned. Speak to you later, peeps.